Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So today in this video we are going to take up a question from relational algebra which covers the concepts of taking different selection operator, join operator, then dealing with outer joins, left outer join particularly, and natural join. So it also tests your understanding towards primary key and foreign key. So this was a question from GATE 2018, and I particularly found a flaw over here in this question, which I'll discuss towards the end of the video. But nevertheless, let's first discuss how we solve this question if it comes in GATE with us, and what is the perfect method to solve such questions. And also I'll explain the question in detail so that it gives you complete understanding, so that you can also solve it at different platforms of subjective exams, etc. So let's deeply dive into the question and let's see what the question is. Okay, so we have over here, it says consider the relations R and S. R has attributes A and B and S has attributes B and C, where S dot B is a primary key. So B attribute in S is basically the primary key, and R dot B is a foreign key referencing S dot B. So over here in R, basically it is a foreign key. Then consider the query Q R join sigma B less than 5. So you can call it sigma or the selector operator. B less than 5 on S. So now what this query is doing, let's first analyze this. So when we move to the internal part of this query over here, first of all, it is performing a selection on records of table S, okay? And what kind of selection it is performing? It is selecting all the records with B's value less than 5. So you're not only selecting the B's values, you're selecting the values for all the attributes present in S, but where B's value is less than 5. Okay, so that is what the meaning of this particular part. Then for those selected records, you are going to join them with R relational schema, with the records of R relation. Okay, so this is the idea of this particular query. Now, another important thing over here is that it is a join, but no condition is given. Now, what kind of a join is there? Is that where there is no condition given, there is just a simple join operator. So it is always the natural join, and it is performed on the common relational attribute of both the relational schemas present on left hand side and the right hand side. Now over here, uh, the relational schemas that we are considering are R and S. So the common attribute over here is B. So we are going to perform this join on B, but we are going to perform this join with these subset of values, subset of records over here. Okay. Now let's see what the question says next. It says, let LOJ denote the natural left outer join operation. Okay. Now, generally the symbol for a left outer join, natural left outer join is this. So I'm also going to use this notation at various times. Then assume that R and S contain no null values. Assume that they contain no null values. Okay. Which one of the following queries is not equivalent to Q? Now this is very important. What do we need to find? We need to find that particular query result over here which generates a result which is not equivalent to this one. Okay, so this is very important. Now let's start with this. Now my approach to solve such kind of a question is always to solve it with the help of some example relational schema values. So what do? I just generate a sample R and S attribute records, R and S records, such that they should be general in every respect. I mean, they should only not be satisfying a particular constraint given in the question. So I always take some records which satisfy the condition and some which do not for both the tables. Okay, so that is the best approach to solve it. Now an important thing over here to solve this question is they mentioned about primary and foreign key. Now we always know that foreign key records are always a subset of primary key records. But since the question does not specifically mention this, and we are going to take a general example scenario, I am not going to consider this particular condition while generating that sample records. And this is what I generated as the set of sample records. Okay, so as you can see over here, um, these are the common values. Sorry, these are the common values of B in both the relational schemas R and S. Then these are some of the extra values in S. Okay, this is also a common value. One second. Yeah, this is also a common value in both of them. So these are the extra values in S, and then we also have an extra value in R, which is this. Okay, so I've taken some of the extra records in both the tables and some common records in both the tables. Okay, and then I've also mentioned that S, in table S, this B is a primary key, as we saw over here. It was, yeah, over here it's written that SB is a primary key and RB is a foreign key. Okay, now let's solve the question and let's see what the question is. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to solve the query given in this question. I'm going to generate a result on the basis of these records, and then I'm going to solve each and every option present in the question, and then we are going to match the resulting records with the result that we'll obtain over here, and the one which does not generate the same result, that is going to be our answer. But there is a very interesting thing that you'll find towards the end of this video, because there is something which the examiner maybe missed while maybe he also considered this sort of example records while building up this question, and that something is that something which he missed generated a flaw in this question. So that we'll check towards the end of the video, but let's first see how we solve this question in this manner using these set of records. Okay, so over here again, this symbol over here, this is for the natural join. So therefore by default the common attribute over here is B. So we'll perform the join on B. Then over here in the right hand side, as we have already discussed, this is basically a selection of subset of records which satisfy the condition that B is less than 5. Now let's check the records which satisfy this condition of B less than 5 in this schema on the right hand side. Okay, so when I check, let me choose a color. Yeah, so you can easily check that B less than 5 are these set of records, right? Let me color them up. Yeah, so again we are not only going to consider B's values, we are also going to consider the corresponding values of C. Okay, once we have these common records, once we have the records which satisfy this condition over here, we have the schema on this right hand side which we are going to join with R, right? So I have written these records over here, right? You can see this I have mentioned over here. Then the common values of B, since this is a natural join, we are going to perform the join on the common values of B. So the common values of B in this table and R are 1 and 2. You can check over here. So 6 is essentially not present over here in this particular table. So therefore 6 we are not going to consider, although it was common in both R and S, but it is not present in these subset of records. Therefore 6 is not going to be present. The records with which are having B equals to 6 are not going to be present in the final result of join. So we are just going to consider these values. Okay, So basically, I am going to join these subset of records with my this particular table, and when you join it, you get this end result. So this is very, very simple. Just keep picking one record each from this table R. I pick one, Roman number 1, and then I join it with the records present in this particular table having value b equals to 1. So that was 1 and a. So therefore this became 1, 1 and a. 1, 1 and a. Okay, this record. Similarly, I uh, I pick the next record 2, 1 over here, and I join it again with this table having 1 value for b. So it became 2, 1a. Now similarly, you generate the other values, which is 3, 2b and 4, 2b. So this is the end result for our question. Now, basically our answers, our options should contain this as the final result. Now let's start by solving with each and every option. We start with the first one over here. It says select b less than 5 from R natural join with S. Okay, again b is the common attribute. Common values are 1, 2 and 6. Okay, then we first of all perform the natural join R natural join S. Okay, and in the manner I have just discussed, we perform the join, but over here we also consider 6 because till now they have not applied the condition b less than 5 on any of the left hand side or right hand side. So therefore this extra record also came, which is 6, 6 and F. But then uh, before performing the final step, we perform this selection operation, which is select b less than 5. So therefore b less than 5, when we perform this condition, this attribute, this record won't be coming. So only these are the records which satisfy this condition of b less than 5. Therefore our final result is this one. Now just match this with what we had got earlier. So this matches exactly same. So therefore I have written same as Q's result, right? So therefore this is not answer because they wanted an option where the result is different. Now let's move to the next option then. So the next option says select b less than 5 from R left outer join S. So first of all, now we have to obtain R left outer join S. Okay. Now let's take a quick outer join recap. Outer join basically comprises of the matching records plus the extra records. But now which extra records? The extra records present on the left hand side of the uh, part of this query, left hand side schema or the right hand side schema. So if it is a left outer join, then the extra records present on the left hand side relational schema, or if it is a right outer join, then the extra records present in the right side table present on the right hand side, which is S in this case. Okay, so now since it is left outer join, so we'll take the extra records present in R. Now B's extra values which are present in R but not in S are 7. So if you just check B's table, yeah, this was the extra value. So therefore, we are going to take this 7 also in consideration now. So now when I perform the join, I am also going to get this extra record. So it is 5, 7, and since I do not have any corresponding value in attribute C, I place null over here. Now rest of the values are same as this R join with natural join with S. Only the extra value is this record. Okay. Now I perform this condition of selection condition of b less than 5, and when I select the records which satisfy this condition of b less than 5, these are only these records, because for all the other, because only in these records b's values over here are less than 5, and these values basically uh, So these values are basically more than 5. So this is the final result then, and this is again same as Q's result. But now consider a scenario where, let's say, B also where R also had a value of B which was less than 5 and which was not present in S. So for example, B equals to 0. For example, there were some records having B's value equals to 0 in R schema. What would have happened in that case? Just imagine. So I'm going to take this point again towards the end of the video, but this is that one striking point which you need to think. Okay, now let's move to the C option. C option says R left outer join with sigma or selection operator b less than 5 s. Now this we had already found in one of the previous options, so I'm just writing it as is, which is this, and then left outer join with r. Now b's extra value, we also already know that b's extra value in r is 7. So basically I know that one extra record that would come over here, right? That will be this 7. Okay, now also the common values were only 1 and 2, therefore you are not having any records from this portion, because only we need to give the extra part, we need to give the extra records or uncommon records only from the left hand side of the schema, which is R, left schema, which is R. Therefore we are giving only this record as the uncommon and extra record. Okay, and 3 and 4 are not here. Values, records with values 3 and 4 are not here. Okay, now this result, as you can see, this is not same as Q's result, because this is an extra record which is coming over here. Okay, so that means this is one of our possible answers for this particular question. Now let's also check the D option. What does it say? So D option says select all the records in R which have values B less than 5 first. So when I perform that selection, I obtain this table. Then perform its left outer join with S. So left outer join with S. Now again, common values, I'm going to perform the join on common values of B, and also I'm going to give the extra values of B which are present on the left hand side of the table, but there is no extra value present over here, right? So our final answer which we are going to get is this, which is same as result. But now again I'll take up the same point over here, because what if B had, B had a record with value equals to 0, B equals to 0. Let's say we had a record 8 and 0 over here in R, right? Was it R or S? Yeah, R. So in that case, when I would have performed this query, what would have happened? It would have also selected this record. So I would have also, let's write it with this pen. I would have also obtained this over here. And then when I would have performed the left outer join with this attribute, I would have also got this over here and null. So there, this would have not been same as the result, right? And similarly in one of the previous options over here, when it says R left outer join S, over here also I would have got that value 8, 0, null. And then when you perform this selection, what would have happened? This would have not removed this record. So this record would have still been here. And this option also then gives us a result which is not same as Q. So then according to this, there are 3 possible options which are not generating the correct result, which is what? It is B, option B, option D, and option C. So B, C, D basically are not generating the correct result if we consider a general scenario, right? If we consider a general scenario. So probably in that case, the question should have been to come up with just one single answer. The question should have been which one of the following queries is equivalent to Q. In that case, the answer would only have been this A part. Okay, this A part would only have been the correct answer. But now let's consider this condition also, that foreign key records are a subset of primary key records. If we consider this question, I mean this particular constraint, then obviously R would not be containing any extra value which is present in R. So basically B does not contain any value in R which is not present in S. Okay, then in that case, no matter which left outer join you take, all these results, all these values, also the A option, all of them are going to give you the same result as Q. So in that case, this question would have been become an invalid question. So that means, I'm just trying to figure out what the examiner thought while developing this question. So the examiner probably thought this kind of scenario and generated the answer as C. So the answer given in GATE for this particular question is C. This is GATE's answer. Okay, but this is not actually the correct answer because B and D are also generating the values which are not equivalent to Q. So the actual answer in this case, if you consider the generalized scenario, is CBD. Okay, so either there is a problem in the question, either GATE would have updated the answers as a wrong answer and given the marks to all. So the best thing to perform to attempt such a question basically is to give the most probable answer. In any case, either it will be correct or it will be the marks will be given to all. So the best thing, the best answer I would advise you to mark over here is C part, okay? Because this is what it is feeling that examiner might have thought to, pick up this answer. But nevertheless, if you also come up with these set of records, with 8 and 0 over here, and you find out that B, C, D, O, all of these options are generating those that answer which is not equivalent to Q, then don't mark anything or mark all the three. In any case, then the marks are going to be given to all of them, all of the students basically, because there is a flaw in this question and you can always challenge this question on the GATE's website. So that's all for this scenario. I hope I did explain some of the major concepts related to joins, outer joins. So I tried to explain each and every part of how you actually fetch the records, how you perform the join. And I hope this video was useful to you. In case you like this video, please press the like icon below and support the video. Also, share as much as possible and subscribe to my channel if you'd like to see more of such videos. Stay tuned, keep learning. I'll be back with more such videos from GATE and important questions of GATE. Stay tuned, keep learning. Thank you.